Good morning guys, we're just about to start another Clibbery walk. We're starting up by the junior school and today we're heading out to towards Detton at Neen Savage and then returning via Goeslands and Chiltern back to Neen Savage Ford and then home. We're heading off in this direction down Workhouse Bank to Clanley Seat, reversing the route we did the other day when we walked across Neen Savage by the golf course. Guys, we're heading down towards that the bigger trees along the hedgerow there, and the house in the middle distance, we go past that. Just heading up towards Clanley Seat. Brook's really low, bit of drizzle in the air. I think we're going to survive. We're heading over towards that kissing gate we can see in the distance, and then we turn left across the field. Right, we're coming up to Green Lane and we are heading straight over down the gravel track to Musbatch. The Ree Valley, Musbatch over there. Fantastically blustery day. Neen Savage Church will be walking along the byway back down to Walford's Bridge later on. Guys, we're heading up this path from Musbatch to Banktop, clearly waymarked and very well defined between a hedgerow and a fence, very easy to follow. So at the top of the path between Musbatch and Banktop, see Banktop coming into view. We go straight through here to the road and then turn left. So we're turning left up the road here, and then we get to the next drive on the right and we head down there. So here's the turn down to Keeper's Cottage, which used to be called Windy Arbour, very clearly signposted. We follow this track down eventually to the left hand side of the house. You see the gate in front of us, we go through that and the path is fenced off from the field, very clearly defined. It's going into the woods. The path's very easy to follow. It's a way marker just here. So be careful when you're walking up this section because the path is extremely uneven. It's travelled by a lot of people on horses which have cut it up a wee bit. Got to expect that with a bridleway though. Here we are emerging onto the side of the fields. We follow the right hand side of this field down to the bridge. Follow the path down through this gap in the hedge and we're aiming for a footbridge over the river, which should be around this corner. Nettles are up well, you can just see it through the trees there. It's marked on the map as Titford Bridge. Extremely uneven washout just going onto the bridge, just be careful. And right, at this point Tom and I are going to stop for a biscuit and a drink, and then we're going to head on. We're following the side of this field up, and eventually we'll get to the road, and at that point we'll be just down below Detton Hall on the road through to Nethercott. Still following the path on the side of the fields through this gap here, and we're not far from the road now. It's passed by two ladies on their horses. They're going a lot quicker than we are. So I've never walked this section before. I've got friends that have, and apparently it's quite distinct. We go down into this dip, and just over the stream in the bottom we're looking for a footpath that strikes off right. Just spotted a Simon Evans Way way marker here. Here's the stream in the bottom of the dip, and we're going through this kissing gate and following the path up. So it looks like the footpath goes through these people's garden. Don't forget to be respectful of their privacy. Walking through the beautiful, beautiful orchard at Goselands. Just spotted a way marker in the distance there. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely beautiful. Footpath's clearly marked. We're heading down to a wee gate down here, and then I think we're following the river pretty much. In front of us we can see a very clearly defined path across the field, and I believe those trees are probably the river. We got to the bottom of the field, we're turning left along that boundary. Now guys, at this point we came across a section where the footbridge had been washed away in the recent floods. The beams are still there, but the deck is missing. There are steps cut into the bank. It's very steep, but if you take your time it is passable. I went across the beam because I'm a bit of an idiot. Please don't do what I did, because I had a bit of a wobble halfway across, and essentially I had to take the sound off because I said some very bad words. Just be very careful on this section. It is passable with extreme care. There's a bench and a table here, obviously belonging to the landowner. The path appears to go round to the left and up the hill. We come to the concrete track. We hop over the stile hill here and follow the river round for a bit. You can see how high the river got, judging by the amount of debris which is caught on the bridge. It's unbelievable. Must have been raging through here. The path is quite easy to follow through these woods. Right, we've just made our way across the meadow and found a footbridge, so we must be on the right track, and we're just clambering up and over it and follow the path as best we can. It's not very clearly defined in here. Footing's very uneven on this section, guys, so just be careful. So we're at the end of the fields now. We've got a galvanised gate there. We need to follow the line of the river for a little bit longer. There's another little tricky stream crossing here, guys, so just take care. So we've climbed up out of the valley and the path follows around the edge of this field, and we follow it up to that promontory there, and we turn right. So at the top of the field now, and there's our footpath over that stile with a lovely way marker. We're heading up to those trees up on the horizon there. It's coming up on a way marker at this gate, and it tells us to follow the track up towards the road here. Right guys, we have to go through this wee gateway here, turn left, and we'll be on the road down to the ford at Neen Savage. So guys, we've now got to backtrack because the gates at Chilton are locked. There's no way over them, so we'll retrace our steps down there to the end of these pine trees and back up again. It's incredibly frustrating. So here we are back where we came off the track along the edge of the field, going up here, and we're following that track up to the road. People shouldn't really be locking gates on footpaths. I can understand at the moment everyone's a bit tetchy about this wretched virus, but that is really not on. So when we got to the end of the road there, or the track across the field, we turned right, and now we're heading back towards Glibbery. We're going to have 5 minutes sit down at the ford at Neen Savage. Right, so now we're going to follow the road up to the church at Neen Savage and then back down the lane to Walford's Bridge. I'm not going to video that because you saw that a fortnight ago, but we'll pick it up again at the bottom of Ron Hill. We're approaching the sting in the tail of this walk, that being Ron Hill. But what we're going to do, we're going to go halfway up and turn left down a footpath that I've always known as Jacob's Ladder. Haven't been along it for a very long time. Hopefully it's still open. Right guys, we're heading down that little path there. There's a way marker path just by it. Sorry if I'm out of breath. It's a fair old steep one. I'm really pleased it's just open. I was expecting it to be a bit like a jungle. And here's the steps at the end of Jacob's Ladder leading up to Furlong's Road. Right guys, we've had a lovely walk. Back in Glibbery now. I'm going to close this walk off. Thank you very much for watching the videos and all the really positive comments. And if you'd like to, it'd be fantastic if you could hit like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for your support. The walk took us about 3.5 hours at a leisurely pace. It's a fantastic walk, beautiful. Thank you for watching, and the video quality will be getting better. I'm learning on the hoof here, so thank you very much.